Hello everyone, this is Padmashri from SNS College of Engineering, Coimbatore. Today, I am here to discuss the topic in machine learning, testing machine learning algorithm. There are several machine learning algorithms available in which we are going to perform the testing method. Machine learning, the testing word is referred to as a process where the performance of a fully trained model is evaluated on a testing set. There are two types of sets available in machine learning. One is the training set in which we are going to give a set of data to the machine for training. That is to understand about the data set. The other one is test data in which the machine is going to test the validity of the data. So this is the two types of tests we are going to conduct in machine learning, which is very important test. So some of the tests I'm going to discuss today is unit test. The unit test in which we can say the program is broken down into blocks and each element unit is tested separately. Each and every block is tested separately in order to check the correctness of individual block or individual component. Next is a regression test. This covers already tested software to see whether the software is working correctly or to see if it does not suddenly break. To check whether the model breaks and tests for the previously encountered bugs. If any error occurred in the previous testing, and this method is used to check whether we have corrected those errors or not. And the next test, important test, is the integration test. What is this integration test? From the name integration, which we are going to integrate something, right? So this type of testing observes how the multiple components are integrated together. So as I said, the module is going to break down into number of sub module, and the test had been conducted in each and every module separately. Then after we conduct the test, we are going to integrate the model together to check whether the different components or the model work efficiently or not. This is the block diagram for training and testing, in which the input we are going to give any type of algorithm for training, and the output we are getting is a logic model. Okay, the another logic model is a type testing in which the input we are giving, we are going to get the output. So a training is nothing but we are going to train the machine with algorithm, and test is nothing but we are going to test whether the data are working accurately or not. This is training and testing. So the picture represents the different types of sets, the data set. The data set is going to classify into three types: training set, testing set, validation set. And again, from the training set, we are going to develop a model in which the model is going to be tested. Then we are going to evaluate during the validation test the model that we have developed, right? That is going to be evaluated, and in order to check whether that model is working correctly or not. Next is the validation. The final test is a validation test. As I already mentioned, we are going to check whether this model is working correctly or not. Okay, having only the training set and a testing set is not enough if you do so many rounds of parameter testing or parameter tuning. So we are going to select a small validation set data set to evaluate a model. Only after you get a maximum accuracy in the validation test, we are going to make a testing set come into the picture. This is a validation test. The next test is the test set, or we can say holdout set. So your model might fit the training data set perfectly well, but there is no guarantee that this will work equally well in the real life. So in order to ensure that, we are going to select a particular portion of the data that we can call it as a portion of the data. We are going to give it to the testing set from the training set. Example that the machine has not seen before. So we are going to train the machine with a sample of data, testing data, and we are going to train the machine with those data set. So your test set should be a large enough, because we are going to divide a testing set and the training set, and we are going to provide it to the machine for training. So it has to be a large enough to provide statistically meaningful results and can be representative of the data set as a whole. So this picture represent how we will develop a model and how we will check or validate the model is working correctly or not. Okay, so the first block represent train a model on training set. Next, after the training had been completed, we are going to give the model for evaluation, which is nothing but the validation set. Okay, evaluate the model on the validation set. Then based on these two tests, we are going to get a model which is called a tweak model. According to the result of this validation set, the tweak model is a model that we are going to give as an input, or we are going to check whether the particular model is working correctly or not. Pick a model that does not that is best on the validation set. So this particular model we are going to take and we are going to give it for the validation set. And finally, we will confirm the result on the test set. Validation is nothing but we are going to check whether the particular model is working properly or not. Okay, so this will be the result. So confirm the result on the test set. The test set is used to check whether the model is working proper or not by giving some test conditions. Either we can say any conditions or test condition, and we can find it out the machine is working properly or not. So this is how we have to check. After we create a model, we have to conduct a test. Each and every part of the model has been divided into sub model. Then we are going to break down into training set and the testing set. Then validation, we are going to validate and we are going to test whether the particular model is working correctly or not. Tweak model. So from the previous slide, as I mentioned, from the training model on training set, train model on training set, and evaluate model validation set, we are going to get a tweak model. It is nothing but making the minor adjustment to a model to improve the performance. We ultimately we need to get good results, right? So in order to improve the performance, we are going to create a model which is called a tweak model. And the problem with testing the machine learning model we can get is, one is that quality assurance, whether the software work according to the requirement or not. That will be the first problem. And next will be identify the defects and flaws during the development and in production. Okay, this will be some of the problems we may face when you test the machine learning model. Okay, thank you.